Yo, going on today, guys? I know we're hella early. Everybody was expecting 6 p.m. But schedule changed a little bit. We're gonna probably just stream until 6 p.m. We might not even stream that long, to be honest. It might just be one of those kinds of days, to be honest. I have some free time right now, and I wanted to get it in play, so I think we're gonna play for a little bit. It might not even be that long, to be honest. It just depends. But I wanted to at least get in here and just straighten out and fix some things up before the end of the weekend. I mean, especially since we didn't get to play that much last night. I was hoping to play pretty late last night, but didn't really work out that way. Got tired pretty early. I think we got off here at like 11 last night. My game won't boot. There he is. Yeah, last night we did get a pretty good bit of chunk of things done, considering the fact we got off early. We got a lot of the stuff that pretty much I wanted to do at the weekend. I was honestly kind of hoping to drag a lot of that stuff out for the whole weekend, but guess not. I guess we're gonna really kick all our goals out of our bucket. The game will it'll push us in there. For some reason, I'm having problems with everything. Even my OBS controller is not working. Weird. Even my the stuff I was using all this stuff last night and it was all fine. I don't know what's going on now. Also, I did add something to the widgets, to the about underneath. There's a suggestion box down there. You guys notice anything that's kind of like, whether it be audio or video quality, something that seems just off, just type it down there. I go through the VODs and stuff, and I've noticed that sometimes the mic picks up my breathing and shit, and that shit can be really annoying. And I'm wearing earbuds. They can definitely be really annoying. I gotta just wait for the 5 seconds it takes to attach to the game for some reason. The problem is that if I could get this boom arm to stay where the hell I wanted it to, I wouldn't have such an issue, but it's always moving. Because I don't have a flat head. I need to actually commit to it and go get a flat. I mean, I literally could go upstairs and probably screwdriver. But for whatever reason, I never think about it until I'm starting to. Did that fence come back? I think it did. Yes, it did. And those ones are fine except for the... Yeah, I think it's still picking them up. I'm even trying to sit farther away. Like I said, if the boom arm would just sit where I would want it to all the time, could I have it set up for a noise gate and noise suppression? It's just not working. The biggest thing I need to do is I just need to go get a pop filter. Honestly, I've never bought a mic that doesn't come with a pop filter until I bought this one, and I'm like, really? Alright, we want to do our rail one next. Did not update those bus routes because there's like a lot of buses. But yeah. I'm gonna mute real quick. 1 second. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like mess with this boom arm for sure. Never really bothered me. It just keeps popping up in front of my face. Or yeah, like right in front of my eyeballs, man. Alright. So we still need to complete the rail infrastructure around this area, because that includes probably... I think first here. This is where we left off last time. What the hell are you doing? Stop breaking stuff. That's pretty much where we stopped last night because I didn't know what to do next. We still have building like these pop-up buildings in this area that we need to fill in. But I just don't know how well I like it going straight from that to that. Like maybe we'll do like a like row homes and then into medium density first, rather than straight from that. 'Cause, I mean, there's a couple big buildings here. Let's see how that would look. If I delete these, and then we'll go for the Netherlands, or not Netherlands, Northeast. And let's go for there's probably no way to get them to connect there. I put a little bit of a spacer. There we go. And then we got to turn off the snapping. I don't like that. Yeah. Then we can even create paths, like once the houses grow in, and I'm gonna wait until they're all max level, and then once they grow in the max level, because for some reason it's either in like the newest update or maybe I just played really modded CS2 before this series, because this one's like modded CS2. It's just not nearly as modded as my previous saves are. I don't have those saves anymore. That's exactly why I don't play heavily modded CS anymore, at least CS2. Fucking boom arcade. And it's fucking weather making this town look like shit. Yeah, for some reason we're using hella buses, and I don't know why. We shouldn't even be using that much. Oh yeah, so that's something we needed to work on. We need to get down a sewage and water plant. And we already have that. But I want to get a water treatment plant down. And we have plenty of money to do what I want to do to it, because I'm going to go a bit overkill with this. Okay, let's first do... Which ones have to be directly beside them? Those ones. What even does that do? Purification rate. So I feel like we do need those more or less. Let's replace this building somehow. I want to try to get one on either side and still have space. Okay, maybe we'll do something different then altogether. Instead of just connecting it to that main You're gonna grab this. We're just gonna kind of do one of them things. I just don't know. I mean, it definitely gives us more areas to put down the purification. But the idea I have is to make it like a big water treatment plant. Because if you guys ever seen like real water treatment plants, they are basically like small towns themselves. Some of them. I'm just trying to think how I want to do it. Oops. Maybe we'll do, instead of continuing off that route, maybe we'll grab and just kind of do like one of these numbers. Alright, well we'll lose some water, that's fine. Can we manage that? Oh, we could. So say I delete this, does that screw anything up? It does, kind of. What if we... Will that work? I mean, kind of. I might be able to fix it up a little bit too. Let's see. What if we just... Can we just delete one? Nice. And for now, I'm not too worried about it because we don't have a lot of demand yet. But eventually, we need to keep this place like, oh, that's right beside the train station. I mean, to be fair, you're coming to an industrial zone anyway. Maybe I should move the train station. Because theoretically, that train station isn't necessarily for the industrial area. Like, for example, tourists are not going to come into your industrial area. Maybe your citizens will to go to work or something, but your tourists and stuff. So, like, should it be maybe more towards the edge of town? But theoretically, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to have a bus stop that's going to bring them into town. I think until we start having an issue, we won't have to put down these extra processing units, but eventually I will expand this to pretty much fill in around this area. We got to keep in mind we still need to run a train through, which we might just screw up this bay a little bit, and I mean, more or less just kind of fix it because does have just a weird gap. make it come out farther so the train can run right behind the sewage line or the water treatment plant, and we'll fence it and everything and really detail it up once that's done being expanded. But trying to see what our next step is here. Yeah, traffic's starting to get pretty bad, as I figured it would. It is the only way in and out pretty much right now. But eventually this town is going to continue to sprawl down into here. This will probably be another main way in. I want to do it kind of different though, because I want to have the same design on either side of the city. Town. This interchange looks jank anyway right now. Something quick we threw together last night. I guess that could be Quay because the road gets higher. And that's why it looks, because it's painting. Upgrade that with Quay. Yeah, see, that looks a lot. And then it goes from a Quay to the retaining wall. Oh, that looks steep. And eventually, with this, I'm gonna fill. Might as well just do it now, I guess. I don't know what to do next, and that's something that I wanted to do. Probably eventually gonna have to fix this traffic jam. And the best way, I think, to help gonna be by adding that. Take away the lights back here again. I think the lights need to go here. And we're gonna try, before we do custom phasing, we're just gonna try to this could take a minute to figure that out, but hopefully that'll fix and help with some of the traffic. I was waiting for that to get backed up too, because I'm sure that's eventually going to get pretty backed up. A lot of traffic being pushed into a small interchange. I see one way I can fix it. Some of that might help. Do the same over here. Yeah, now I got that thing stuck on my screen. Sweet. If anybody's actually riding. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, how many buses are on this route, dude? There's no reason for this route to have 3 buses. Alright, Yeah, I had an idea for these originally. Little pathways that are going to come out over the retaining wall. Oh, that's weird. I just really eye up that. See if we can. See if we can thin that out a little bit. Oh, hella weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I wonder if it's just because of that wall there. Because I know sometimes with the retaining wall, yeah, see, like in the cameras, it's really, really funky. That's why I really don't like using the retaining walls. But to be fair, it really does add character to some of your areas, and it helps with areas that I'm not one that likes to do a lot of earth moving. To be honest, I don't like really flat cities and flat areas, so I don't really flatten things out as much as I maybe should sometimes, and that's where I end up with wanky things like this. And you just gotta go back, give them a little bit of a tune up, and see it's doing it there too. I don't like building on completely flat land. I like a little bit. See, look, it's all just a different angle. Flat over here, then you begin to go uphill this whole stretch. It's a constant slope pretty much. You get over here, and this is a flat piece of land in the middle here. This continues to let's see. Feel like that's good for now because I doubt we're not handling our needs. Yeah, we're doing really well. We're fine there. We do have enough for the new trash stuff now if we wanted to go and get that in. Have it. This is probably one of my favorite recycling plants. I could fix that shape though. You could shove it right in there. Oh no, that's not even what I wanted. Industrial processing site. On that. No, it's just, because I'm pretty sure the way this works, right? We gotta end. So I think that's what we're gonna go for. And it'll produce power. I do want to get the industrial one too, but I think I just feel like that's a lot of garbage collections in one area. But I guess to be fair, it's gonna be collecting from the port, the town, and this like rural area. And we all do that, kind of. I think we're gonna try to smush the incineration plant in there. We're gonna redo this shape a little bit. It's just buddy off, but Not snapping. Ooh, that's not gonna work at all. I thought that worked there with that root there. It was just that one. Oh. I always wrap. No, because there's a root or an entry for that. Can't put it in front of that because that's the track. There it is. Illness. The one. This is. Oh, I probably gotta upgrade the food. Let's see. Add me. I'm gonna anarchy. See how that looks. That's all you. Baby. We're definitely overbuilding right now, but it's fine. Hmm. Good. water treatment. We got a dump, landfill, the industrial waste processing unit, and an incineration plant. I believe that's it. I don't care about recycling plant right now. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's different. Yeah. Right. Facility. Don't think we're gonna get it down in this area. We're probably gonna have to wait for another industrial area. We could definitely squeeze it in, maybe. But then you don't really have room for anything else. And we do need to get something like that in. Might look at everything else too. Let's see what all we can unlock. Don't really care about underground. Don't really care about the Grand Bridge. Maybe. Well. Hang on now. We might be able to implement the Grand Bridge. Because remember, we've been going with a consistent theme with this town. This town's basically is getting all the historic buildings. It's got the historic post office. It's got the historic train station. Anything I can find that's like landmarky-ish is going to almost go down in this, except for like, you know, your big city kind of things that's going down at Fort Laurel. Because we still need tourism stuff. But this is like the first town, so I want to make it historic. I remember when you used to be able to mark buildings historic. I don't think you can do that anymore. That was in City Skylines 1, I'm pretty sure. Might have been a mod though. I'll fucking find out. And I gotta say, I forget what mod this is. Yeah, this one. All my mods are listed down below, by the way. But this mod in particular is probably one of my favorites. It brings the vehicles to life, to be honest. The logos are a bit random, I'd say, but they're not like necessarily like realistic or by any means, but at least it's not just a bunch of random trucks and trailers driving around with nothing on them. Hey, look, got a van. I think that mod came with the asset support update. I thought that was sitting on the road for a second. I was like, are you serious? Just trying to think. I know we need to hook up the railway still, but my only issue with that is that I want to redo the entire rail network throughout the entire map. But I feel like we should probably start getting some of this stuff connected up anyway. And we could just rework it later. What were we just looking at? Oh yeah, we were looking at not the tiles. I'll come back to that because that could be cool in this area, but I'm not entirely sure what or where I would put it. Because the thing is, it would almost have to link in with one of the industrial roads rather than the main throughway through the industrial, because I used highways instead of like a main road. That looks jank. See how bad that looks. I'm really surprised at how well this intersection is still working. I know eventually it's going to have to get probably revamped. Probably, honestly, most of the roads in this area are going to have to, as well as the small town. Because I just don't think I don't think the road hierarchy is going to stick with it. And to be honest, out of all my maps, this is probably one of the worst when it comes to road hierarchy for me, because I usually do a little bit better where like I don't have a ton of four ways, but I just kind of like the theme of this area, so I'm going to keep it. And the thing is, it's not even done because some of these are going to get filled in with roads as well and alleys. But as far as like, do I really have a collector road? I mean, you could call it a collector road, like these collector roads coming off your main arterial here, but I don't know. And then this goes literally from a highway, and then you could call this your arterial, because you don't necessarily, even though it's a highway, you don't necessarily need like a main road for an arterial road. Everything can be used for different uses. It's just whether or not it's going to work. Traffic's not too horrible over here yet. And we don't even have the train system set up, so that's pretty good, I'd say. Speaking of that, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and connect up these really quick. Okay, let me see. So that's where the existing rail line is right now. And then, oh, actually, I don't know, because that's going to expand into some more industry. Should we tuck it underground? I don't necessarily want to do that in the industry area. So I guess we could ride it up. I don't know. We're going to try something. And if it looks stupid, I'm going to delete it. But okay, like that. That looks stupid. I don't know what's going on there. How high up is that? So I think, unfortunately, we still have to connect it up because, well, I guess we don't. We could run that one. for industry, specific industry. But I was thinking the one that, oh, well, shit. Now I have it even bigger, though, because we could technically run that train line probably the whole way around. Might get weird here, but we could probably just tunnel it and exit it along the highway. Yeah, I think that's what we'll try to go for. So, let me see. On snapping. Bring this back up to about. I'll be able to adjust it with move it. That's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. I'm going to want that pretty close. Okay, and then here, we need to start getting a little higher. Well, do we want to get higher or do we want to go low and just tunnel through it? Let's look at something first. Let's do, oop, did I mess something up? No. Okay, that looks a little ridiculous. I can't lie. That a little, I mean a lot. Okay, I don't know. It just looks kind of. What the hell? Oh, it's because I got this on. Okay. I think that looks weird as shit. What the hell is going on there? Yeah, that. I don't know if that looks right. Like, does that look like something that they would do? I don't know. Stretch it out a little bit to make it look a little more not stupid. Okay, it made it look even more stupid. Let's see. No, we don't want suspension. Well, yeah, I don't think that's what we wanted. No, that looks even worse. Let's get this from a car's perspective. Cause like I've seen something similar to this before, but this just looks a bit over the top. And I think it's even ruining my game. What the hell? Game's starting to look like shit ever since I placed that bridge in. I don't know, I'm keeping it for now, I think. It does look a bit weird, but my game, damn it. Oh, and I gotta say that does look pretty fucking cool. Wonder how it looks driving beside the train track here. And I could get it to be exactly level by just using move it, but not sure if exactly level is what I want to go for. I don't mind that it kind of dips up and down below the main road. See, and then through here, it'll just slowly make its way onto the ground and out. I think that's... Because then it could also... Well, I guess we said we weren't going to put cargo on there. So we got to find a different way to route up the cargo. This is going to be our people transporter, which will probably just somehow link up with this track here for now until we can come back through and redo the entire map's track structure, because I don't like it. And it's nothing against the mod creator. I really don't like any of the default maps or any modded maps, default roads or train layouts. Most of them always have the industry train and the passenger rail lines all connected up. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Come on, just give me both of them. Thank you. Maybe we'll always just keep it slightly above the highway. Yeah, cry about it. Yeah, we need this to connect up to our train station. The problem is this isn't the official interchange I'm going to keep, and probably neither is this. So this is probably all going to get redone anyway again, which sucks, but... I think right off the bat, I'm just going to connect this one to that one for now, because that was one of the default train lines that ran right down through the middle of this industry sector for some reason. Let's see, I also want to hook this up eventually. And I feel like maybe putting a small train yard over by this coal plant wouldn't be a bad idea, because then I could just have it directly transported to our coal supply station as well, rather than a truck going to buy from, I'm assuming, yeah. And we have a huge traffic issue here again. And it's nighttime and our town's that busy, really. There's a light there, ain't there? Yeah, there is. Up by light. Okay, maybe it's finally time to upgrade this road and continue this as a 4-way. It looks like that's what a lot of this traffic wants. Just wants to go straight. So let's get it 4-lane divided. Oops. Move this hospital back just a bit again. And then we're gonna add a custom. Please put it on the right side. Thank you. Should help out a little bit. Okay, so we might continue it straight later on, but I think what we're gonna do for now is just kind of do one of these and turn off this for the bridge. we'll probably redesign this later once we have a more better understanding of our industry layout. Okay, that looks like shit too. But it'll at least get passengers coming in. Yeah. I think we're gonna do that right now. And we can get some trains moving, get some passengers coming in. We'll get the cargo set up. A minute. I'm just trying to figure out, because the problem is some of this layout's gonna change, so I gotta try to figure out and work with that layout. What if I... start to bury... Oops. Does that look? Does that look really steep? Oh yeah, it does kinda. Make it look bad. I'm all filled. Like this. Bring it back out of the ground. Eventually continue it farther down the... Just like I said, this is going to be our passenger rail line. Very beautiful. And then... let's have it do like a roundabout kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. Not so sure if this town needs a bus station. I don't want to just sprinkle stops around and have them like go to a stop. Why is a cargo train going this way? Ay. They're just wrapping around. That's the one thing I don't like. I wish I could have sworn it was probably a mod in CS1, but I could have sworn you could designate certain roads and rails for certain types of traffic. And I miss being able to do that stuff. Like being able to ban industrial traffic from your main public streets and stuff like that. The one I'm really hoping for is the intersection marking tool. I love that thing. But yeah, we gotta hook that up too. We're doing on power. We still get, yeah, we're still getting hella power. We should be at the point where we might be able to get rid of this. Yeah, we could. I might just start demolishing houses little by little over here. Oops. Probably gotta ungrid them first. Oh. Well, little by little is not my motto, I guess. Yeah, we just lost hella people with just a matter of one fucking white. Let's see how this is going down here. Okay. Are these full level yet? No, not yet. If the surfaces want it reset, I'd just detail them now, but I'm getting so tired of... I've already detailed a couple of these houses, and they've just reset, because every level, it just, like, resets all the surfaces and props and stuff. I think I'm about to end it here. I know it wasn't a very long stream. What the hell? Yeah, now we got cargo traffic wanting to get from one end of the map to the other end of the map because I don't have an alternative route yet. So they're all just trying to go through the train station. And that is going to cause some issues, I think. Ay. Already. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a couple. I think I'm gonna take a couple days. So I probably won't be back on here Monday. Nothing against it. I just think I need a little bit of a break. Not necessarily like I'm burnt out or something. I think that my brain hasn't had enough time to process what to do next, because for the most part I have done everything that I had planned for this weekend, and I wasn't really expecting to do that. And some of the things that I haven't done that I had planned, I really just don't know how to even incorporate them in this map. And I think I just need to take some time and really look into this map and see how I want everything laid out in a specific way before coming on here and actually doing said things. Which sounds like the way you're supposed to do it in retrospect anyway, but to be fair, you know, for the most part, we completely YOLO'd this city, and I think that it's turned out pretty damn well so far. I'm really liking how it's laid out. Can't wait to get rid of the port city and be able to just fill in this city here. Just the problem is I've gotten to a point where I'm trying to figure out how to blend two sides of the town together. And then on an industry side, besides the fact of not having a whole lot of industry demand, the industry buildings that I do want to place down, I don't really have a whole lot of space for. I could throw the cereal mill down somewhere. The steel works one's pretty big. It's going to be pretty interesting to try to find a spot to throw that in. The big thing is that obviously this is not going to be the only industrial zone in the map, but I was going to kind of have this one be like the heart, and I just don't think that's going to work that way. I don't think I have enough space, even though I purposely crammed these highways together. That way I could try to squeeze as much real estate in as possible. One thing that I did want to look at is the education. Oops. We're going to spend some of our points real quick. So we don't need nuclear power. We'll go ahead and unlock the energy battery station just because I want to get the geothermal plant and the solar power. Don't really care about the rest in there, to be honest. We might get the advanced water pumping station. Not really too concerned about some of that right now. The radio telescope's under there. Large parks and sports parks. Telecom. We'll go ahead and get the server farm, just kind of with this uplink. And then spend the last 4 on the sports for the large sports parks. Perfect. So let's see how much this is. 3.2 million. Okay. The upkeep's 80,000 a month. What does it do? 50% entertainment, citywide network capacity, and 20%. Okay. So let's see. We kind of toss this in right there. And then a telecom tower. Do we do that? Or do we do... Well, it's not... The upkeep's not even that much different. It's just a cost. And we already have... Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that at the moment, because that's going to go somewhere else. But as far as this goes... We can get this placed, maybe... Boom. And then we already have a post office and mailing. We just don't have the post sorting office, which is another big building to try to cram into such a short... What? Hang on. I fit it in there. So we reached 10,000 pop, and then we started to delete half this town, and we lost most of them. So we're gonna continue to try to do that a little by little. I think I honestly should have already started to do that, but it's all right. And I think we're just gonna continue the theme of row homes within these 3 patterns here, and then the next one we'll just start working our way into maybe some medium density and mixed housing. And that's just how it'll meet up in the middle. Change it up actually. Let's do something like this. And then like I said, we'll come back and detail the communities and the residents once they're max level. Same thing with commercial businesses and all those things, because let's see, we'll take a look at the, if I can find it. I already put trees here now, so it's kind of out of the equation to do the way I wanted to now. I'm trying to find the business I thought that was here that I did it to. It wasn't that one. Maybe it was this one. I don't remember. I think it was this one. I extended the parking lot out. Yeah, because you can see a little walkway there, which is not making any sense. See, before, I think the building level on this one, surfaces. I think the building level on this one did not have a parking lot, and now it does. I added my own parking lot and I actually pulled it through to where people could pull into this parking lot here, and it reset. So I just gave up on that idea after it reset twice. But I finally think I realized that it's because of the level up. It automatically was resetting them. Oh boy, they have a lot of backroom space. So once they max out, that'll be nice. They get a little more backroom space than the other one. And then we'll go ahead and do the same kind of theory on this side. We want what do we want? 4x3, right? Yes. Oh, wrong thing. That's still really... That grid must be wider. I don't know. This one just doesn't have sidewalks or nothing. There we go. That makes it a little bit. Oh, well, that's because it's 2 lanes. Do these ones not come with sidewalks or something? Give them sidewalks, I guess. What the hell? Always something with this game, dude. I tell you that. Like, what? What is going on at this node? Maybe what I ought to do is do like a little alley. Still looks funky as hell. I don't know why. What if I add sidewalks onto this now? And make it a one. But they just sit so far off. I wonder if we can do like a play work back that far. They will. Traffic issues again. probably need to be fixed with a... And the traffic problems begin. I'm back up on residence now, too. Still don't understand why that looks so bad. Slowly getting more filled out, though. I don't know. Very little progress in for today. I think, like I said earlier, I think that's basically going to wrap it for this. I didn't really have too much time today anyway, which is why I started early, because I knew there was no way that I was going to manage to stream from 6 p.m. to any point of time, particular point of time. Don't even know if this is enough work to really even update Instagram, because let's see here. Pretty much added the rail and started the rail infrastructure. We didn't even finish it. Placed down a water treatment plant. Placed down the incineration plant and industrial waste plant. And then added the row homes here. Yeah, man. Wish I could squeeze another one in there, and I kind of can. I just slightly move that. I should be able to squeeze. These are no. Yeah. Should be able to squeeze a couple. There, sweet. I think I'm gonna paint them all this color too. I think we need to do that over here too. I think they're all different colors over here, so let's pick blue for over here, I think. It's probably time to actually do some actual real lane math with this. I think what we're gonna do. Forgot that this was a connected segment. Oh, well, not really. We can do connected segments. We're gonna go ahead. Link. And then we are going to add lane hopefully to the right side, not to the right side. That way we're going to do this and change the direction. There we go. And then up here, we're gonna also add a lane. Watch it be on the other side now for some reason. Yeah, tell me how that makes sense. On the first one we did, it's on the right side, but on the second time we do it, it's not on the right side. All right. And then lane connector tool. Go ahead and wipe out all these lane connections and restart basically. So you turn right only. You come straight, you come straight, and you can go that way as well. You can turn here, you can turn, oh, yeah, you can turn either lanes. I don't want them to be forced to turn left. And then you can turn right. No, you're left. Oh, shit. We do need to make this wide anyway, because they need a left turn lane. And we're gonna have to play with it and hopefully not break all of our stuff. God damn it. Go back through, remove. Why did that upgrade to a three-way intersection? I'm so confused. Definitely was not like that before, I don't think. Is that? I might have accidentally hit at all instances or something. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe. So, you get to turn right. You get to go straight. You get to go straight. Or there. And then you get to go left or left. You can go straight. Turn left. It was this bridge that we had on here. I can't. I'm gonna have to play with it. I just don't understand what changed so much about the highway. It's it might be too low. That looks too low. God knows if I can page up it without it breaking. And then the traffic jam's back here again. Yeah, I'll probably have to do a custom phase. Honestly, that just seems to be the best way for most of my intersections, is to do a custom phase, because the vanilla phasing does not seem to work, or the split phasing does not seem to work properly to handle traffic, and it seems like as soon as I do some sort of custom traffic, a lot of my traffic dies down. Or custom lighting, sorry. Traffic lights. Alrighty. What? Hello? Sorry about that. Just was talking with my sister. Vape. Oh, I have it in my hand. That's why. I know, right? I was gonna keep that bitch. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. I know it's a short one. Only 2 hours, but got a decent amount of stuff done. Added a decent amount to our town. Still not sure in what ways to continue next. But we'll figure that out. That sounds like some other day's problem for me. Yeah. I think it looks good. I think it's coming together pretty well. Still making hella profit. But as far as any more tile purchasing, I don't think we're going to do that until we kind of have this area filled out in the way that we want to, unless we start to lose money and we need to start expanding our farms. That's about the only thing that I think, the only way that would go. Other than that, we are going to rip through this town before we move on. And then we got to figure out which direction we want to move on from next. Because like I said, this town's going to continue to follow this island pretty much the whole way down. And it might start to turn into like a lesser dense town the farther and farther it goes down. And we'll probably have another royal road connecting up this way. And eventually probably across as well. Depending on what's going to be in here. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. I appreciate everybody stopping by. And enjoying the time with us. Like I said, we got a lot done, so can't be too mad. Pretty much got all our weekend plans done yesterday. And today was just kind of like a little throw together stream for the most part, even though usually we would have 6 hours, or not 6 hours, about 5 hours, 6 hour streams on Sundays into the nighttime from 6 p.m. pretty much till midnight, maybe even later. But tonight's not going to be one of those nights, so that stream's canceled. This stream has replaced that 6 p.m. stream. I know we didn't quite stream until 6 p.m. like I had planned, but really honestly, there's not a whole lot more that I have planned, and I'd rather have somewhat of a plan going into these streams so I know that we can have a decently long stream. And like I said, we already got pretty much my entire weekend plans done yesterday. Got the industrial completely remodeled, reworked. Still have to add in train lines. These are probably all going to have to get reworked. This interchange is going to get reworked. Some of the road layout might get reworked eventually, especially if we start seeing like heavy traffic problems. Until then, I think that for the most part, we are pretty good. And it looks good. And I think that park in the center of the town just really pulls it all together, especially once it's finished and it's detailed up. So we'll have to add that to our plans for the next stream. We're gonna finish up this park and detail that up. Might move into the middle here and start trying to fully piece the town together. Definitely before long, we're gonna have to start upgrading the high school. And probably once we expand a little more down here, we're going to have to add another elementary school. And you see, I was thinking about having another interchange entrance between the city and the port here, which we might still do. I'm not so sure how I'm gonna have it connect up yet. But I'm thinking of also running that grand bridge, which I don't think we bought. Of course not. Just to see it across the highway and into one of these junctions down here, maybe is what I'm thinking. Because it would be cool to have like a non-highway entrance. And also, like I said, the city's theme is pretty much all going to be like historic and like have all the interesting signature buildings. As it's the start, this is the start of the town, or this is what started the possibility of Fort Laurel even becoming a thing. But I think we're gonna add a stadium over here. I'm not entirely sure where I'm gonna do it yet, but it's probably gonna be connected with one of those schools. Definitely need to figure out the train lines a little bit better. They're losing profit again. And then definitely, as this town grows, the next plan would be to get rid of our starter city, our little shitty starter town. We've been slowly kicking people out. But I don't want to kick them all out and then our profit margins be in the hole. But yeah, like I said, I think that's going to be it for today's stream. I'll catch you guys some other day. There will probably be a pop-up stream sometime this week. So that's probably when I will catch you. If by whatever reason that there's not a pop-up stream this week, there might even be a pop-up stream tomorrow. I'll let you guys know a little bit later. But if there doesn't seem to be a pop-up stream tomorrow or a little later in the week, I will see you guys next weekend on Saturday at 6 p.m. It's coming together really well. But yeah, this town's officially hit 6,100 people, which means I think we officially surpassed. Yes, we have. We officially surpassed our starter town. So hopefully we do have a pop-up stream tomorrow. That's what we're gonna go through that, plan for that. I just have a lot of stuff I want to get done tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day off. That's why I stream Saturday, Sunday, and I usually get my shit done Monday. But if we can manage to get a pop-up stream done on Monday, I think that would be huge. And we can continue to fill in these gaps a little bit more and then kind of completely get rid of our city here. That way we can start port access, because that could be huge for us as well. That early game port access, baby. Town's coming together nicely too. And it's going to be interesting figuring out how we continue this shape, because there's so many different roads that we could pull from realistically just to start our next grid pattern. That's the thing. That's why I don't like using the grid tool. The grid tool is bad for two reasons. Number one, being that it first of all, your traffic is going to be terrible because it doesn't use separate roads. I know you can go back through and update the roads later on and whatever. I think the grid tool is extremely terrible for that because it's a very boring shape. It's quite literally just a normal grid, and it's just all the same roads. I'd much rather take the time to lay out my own kind of grid, and that's why I also like platter, because when you do the weird types of grids, you can't always get them perfect necessarily. So, but I think it looks much better than doing like imagine all this just being a square, just one big old square that's connected. Let's say I did a square here, and then connected with like bendy roads to another square here, and then the same thing here. This would be a very boring shape, and you sure as hell would not have as many residents in here as I've managed to tuck in here. But yeah, I think it looks good. But yep. Like I said, make sure you guys check out my social medias. That's pretty much where I post every single day when I'm going to be live. If I'm going to be live, sometimes I post about random things, updates, whatever the case may be. So just go look at my Instagram, X. Honestly, like I said, it doesn't matter really which one. The only difference between the Instagram and the X is that you won't see pictures on the X that much because you can't upload a ton of photos at once, and that's usually what I do. I usually upload about 10 photos at one time to just show you guys the progress that's done on the town. So if you want something like that, that's more Instagram, and because I also upload on my story on Instagram when we're live at every single time too. So Instagram's probably the best. X is also one that you could go to for other things, but like I said, for the most part, I mention it when I'm live. Yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping out with me and making this somewhat of an enjoyable day. I enjoy playing City Skylines. Like I said, to be honest, this is more for me than for anybody else. I'd rather have I'd like to be able to look back to see how my city came along and not just where it was and then where it is now. Seeing the progress. Traffic jam down here now, so push farther down the road. It's all it usually does, the traffic jam shit. But to be fair, I don't think we need this stop sign here, or the stoplight there. We got rid of that stoplight. Part of it's that parking, and that park is up. I wonder. I could probably... No, maybe not. How much of this can I get rid of? Okay, I can get rid of quite a bit, actually. Because my idea is I could completely get rid of this entrance, since there's already an entrance down here to this parking lot. I could probably get rid of these fences. Maybe. Yeah. And you get rid of these parking lots here and some of these parking lots. And instead of having it go like that, probably have it come in and go round and out and just do away with this and just have parking. I don't know. We'll have to mess with that because that's going to cause an eventual traffic problem too with how close that entrance is to a turn. But Yeah, hella progress done. Definitely struggling with workers apparently. Maybe we gotta add parking in this area. It might help. Wonder if I did like. What if I did like. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't upgrade these roads because they're the fucking underneath the transportation roads for some reason. But anyway, before I get distracted again and continue this long ass stream after I've already said that I'm done 3 times, yeah, we're out of here. Said keep checking on the social medias and stuff. That's the best way to catch me live. When to know I'm gonna be live. Like I said, my general schedule is Saturday, Sunday, 6 p.m. And then I don't really put an end date because, to be honest, usually it's not till like 3 a.m. But it could always change. I don't usually put an end date. And then Mondays are usually a guarantee for a stream, but I don't have a set schedule because it's not always going to be guaranteed. Like I said, tomorrow I'm not so sure if I'm going to get a stream in or not. So that'll just depend. And then all throughout the week, I'm going to be a busy guy. So weekend streams are pretty much where it's at for me. I know that yesterday we didn't stream that long, and today we didn't stream that long, and we didn't even stream at the right time today, and I apologize for that. But well, it is what it is. So we will catch you guys in the next stream, whether that be tomorrow or Saturday. I will let you know and keep you guys posted on my social medias. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.